Hello, everybody. Okay, let's see who is with us. Karen Brinkley from Dalton, Georgia. Hey there. Wendy in Bremen. That is awesome. And looks like we've got Laurie Jackson from Ontario, Canada. Welcome. That is awesome. Are you guys, okay, Wendy in Bremen is new. And then it looks like we've got Sherry Trammell on here as well. All right, we're going to give this one more minute and see who else pops on. Okay, I've got some folks here on the silver level group. And okay, it looks like Laurie Jackson is on day 20. Awesome. How are you doing, Laurie? Are you having great success? I hope so. I hope so. Okay, so it's 8:03. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen with you. Tonight is all about just simple food combining. What kinds of foods can you put together? But one of the things I want to tell you that is the most important thing that you can do is write down in a notebook the foods that you personally like. Then look them up in the food library and write down next to them what category those foods are in. Then you're going to see, according to the combination chart, which ones of those that you can eat together. So that's the most important thing, is knowing which foods you like and what categories they're in, because you don't have to eat anything that you don't like on this program. And so it's important to have already done that research for yourself. I like this program that we don't tell you exactly what to eat, that you get to pick it yourself. Oh, congratulations, Lori. That is awesome. Lori has lost 13 pounds in her first 20 days. That is fantastic. Way to go. Way to go. Well, I'm going to share my screen with you. Please let me know if you can see this page here that says Fast Track on it. If you'll let me know if you can see the Fast Track group. Yes, awesome. Very good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you. Thank you so much. What I'm going to do is, because in learning this program, there are 7 categories of food. Basically, Travis has put all whole foods, or mainly whole foods because there's some breads in there and stuff, into 7 different categories of foods. Category 1 is a lean protein. Category 2 is a fibrous carb. Category 3 is an energy carb. Category 4 is a protein plus fat. Category 5 is fruit. Category 6 is superfood. And category 7 is shellfish. Category 7, shellfish, is really just a lean protein, a category 1. That's important to know because you can use them interchangeably the exact same way. It's just that shellfish has been pulled off because due to biblical reasons and medical reasons, some people don't want to eat shellfish. And so they don't have to look at those. They can just not pay attention to them. So part of this program is really you just figuring out which foods are in which groups. That's just a knowledge thing that'll come over time. You build yourself your original 10 favorite lean proteins, 10 favorite fibrous carbs, and then you just start mixing and matching those, and that's how you get started. And then you just continue to learn and continue to add to your framework of knowledge. So what I'm going to do today is, when we get to a new column, and I'm going to read off these items that are in these columns so that you can start to become familiar with what is in these categories, okay? But once we get to a row here that's got a repeated column or category, I'm not going to reread it again because we've used the same ones in this little fast track group, okay? So let's look at this first thing. We've got a category 1. There are 5 of the 7 categories of foods that you can eat by themselves. You can eat all of them by themselves except for 3s and 5s. Now, 3s are your energy carbs, so if you ever eat it by itself, it's considered a holiday. And if you are in weight loss and you eat a category 5 fruit by itself, that would be considered a holiday. But in maintenance, you can have a serving of fruit by itself as a snack. But I'm assuming that most of us are in weight loss, and so that's what we are talking about. So we're going to read over this category 1 lean protein. It says right here that you can have 2 to 8 ounces. I'm going to tell you, I've never measured any of this stuff. I just use the 2-hand rule. If you are unfamiliar with any of the guidelines of Shibboleth, please go back and watch last night's program overview, because that was the point of last night's, and this one is learning things that can go together and familiarizing yourself with different combinations and what is in categories. But I use the 2-hand rule. You put your 2 hands together as close as possible. You place them down over your food. As long as you can't see food sticking out around your hands and it's no thicker than the thickest part of your hand, then you have portion controlled, okay? And basically the lean protein would just go under 1 hand. So I've never measured anything. But if you're the type that likes to measure, then there you go, 2 to 8 ounces. So let's read over some of these. Egg whites, all your fish is in this category, chicken breast, turkey breast, pork tenderloin, boar's head turkey, boar's head chicken breast, boar's head London broil, low-fat cottage cheese, fat-free cottage cheese, Greek plain yogurt, Hebrew National 97% lean beef frank 1 link, and 96% lean ground meat. So all of those items there are considered a category 1 lean protein. Please tell me if you see anything in that list that you like. Please tell me if you see anything on that list that you like. Oops. Hey, I see Linda from Cleveland, Georgia. Hey, Lisa Stevenson and Lori and Billy from Ackworth. Yay, Julie. Awesome. And hey, Wendy Corn too. So I hope that y'all see some things that you like there. Yes, I've got some people on Zoom that are telling me they like most of those items. So that is great. There's you a simple category 1 lean protein list that you like. Now, this flame with this plus sign here is showing you that you just put these together. There's no math and shibboleth. It just means that you're just putting these on the same plate together, or you're using this to cook in. Let's read over some of our cooking oils. 100% MCT oil is our #1 suggested oil. We do prefer that you buy the Zero Drag brand from the Shibboleth store. You can go to Dalton and get it, you can go to Kennesaw and get it, or you can order it online if you're not near one of those stores, which is most of the people in the country, okay? So you can order that online. That ships right out of Dalton. Now, the next thing you could use would be coconut oil, because it is 60% MCT oils. You could also use ghee butter. Ghee butter is a clarified butter. Once that butter has been clarified, there's more MCTs in there. There's also hemp oil that you can use, and you can obviously use any 0-calorie cooking spray. You can use any of those things. But MCT is the best for you to use for fat burning purposes. And we talked a lot about that last night, and I might hit that again in just a minute. And then there's a plus sign and a flame. I'm going to get to ones in a few minutes that don't have the flame behind them. These with the flame are excellent for fat burning. Excellent for fat burning. So let's look over some condiments. I didn't go over the condiment rule last night because I was saving that for tonight. The condiment rule is this: absolutely anything can be used as a condiment if it follows these rules. So even if you don't find it in the food library, you can use it if it follows these rules. It needs to have 5 grams of sugar or less per serving and 2 grams of fat or less per serving. And you want to make sure that you are not using more than 50 calories of condiments in a single meal. You could, if you choose to, use 50 calories of condiments at breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you want to, okay? But I'm just going to tell you, I would be really, really choosy with my condiments, because 50 times 3 is 150. 150 times 7, I think, is 1,050. That's 1,050 calories and condiments in a week. We have 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. And so it's slowing you down by almost a third of losing a pound of fat by doing all those condiments. They are available, but I would just be picky with them. I would use them on something that really needed the condiments. So for example, I found out I don't need a slice of cheese on everything like I used to do, because some things I can't even taste the cheese. And so I don't put cheese on something that I can't even taste it on anymore. So you just learn those little things. So absolutely anything can be used as a condiment as long as it follows the 5, 2, and few rule. If you are going to use 2 or maybe 3 condiments, they should all follow the rule of not more than 5 grams of sugar per serving or 2 grams of fat per serving, and all those 3 put together should not be more than 50 calories, okay? So let's read over some of these condiment choices. 0 calorie condiments, obviously you can use as much of those as you want. 15 calorie or less spices and seasonings, salt and pepper, 15 calorie or less coffee creamers, salsa, salsa, reduced sugar ketchup, mustard, hot sauce, Kraft fat-free mayo. So you can use any of those things. Cook this up in the right oil with a category 1 lean protein. That's showing you right here in this row that you could eat that by itself if you wanted to, and you have an excellent fat-burning meal. Okay, we're going to scroll down a little bit more, and let's read over this list of category 7 shellfish. It shows you that you can have 2 to 8 ounces. Now remember, shellfish is really just a lean protein. It's just been pulled off because it's kind of a special set of lean protein. So you got crab, lobster, shrimp, scallops, oysters, mussels, and clams in that group. You can eat category 7 shellfish all by itself. Cook it up in the right oil, throw on your condiments, and you have an excellent fat-burning meal. Excellent fat-burning meal. So let's scroll up a little bit more, and the new thing in this row right here is this hemp products, okay? You got hemp hearts, hemp flakes, very sweet hemp flakes, hemp protein powder, and hemp oil. All right, so you've got your lean protein. You can put it together with some hemp products. Now, hemp hearts are considered a category 6 superfood. You can do a category 6 superfood and a category 1 lean protein together, so that works. Your hemp flakes, or your very sweet hemp flakes, and your hemp protein powder, those are a category 1 plus 2. So that is a 1 plus 2 together. So that's a lean protein and a fibrous carb together. So you can do that and make a delicious meal. Cook it up in the right oil with your condiments and have an excellent fat-burning meal. Excellent. So yesterday I had some hemp hearts. Oh, the high energy crumbles from the store. Oh my goodness, they were so good. These hemp flakes and things are so delicious. I've just now started eating some of those just because I'm not eating nearly as much as I used to before Shibboleth, and so I have to plan out my eating episodes, and so I'm just now getting to other things in the store. But the hemp heart products and the hemp flake products, wow, really, really good. If you've never tried any of those, please do. So let's scroll down a little bit more, and this one is just showing you the same thing. You can put a category 7 with some hemp products, cook it up in the right oil with a condiment, and you have an excellent fat-burning meal. Excellent fat-burning meal. We're going to scroll a little bit more here, and you've got a new column or category right here. We've already read over this category. We've already gone over the cooking oils and the condiments. Let's read some of the things that are in a category 2 fibrous carbs category. Broccoli, asparagus, squash, okra, green leafy vegetables, spinach, cabbage, cucumbers, bell peppers, hot peppers, cauliflower, kraut, and dill pickles. So all of those things are considered category 2 fibrous carbs. Now, a question that gets asked a lot is about freebies. See, These category 2 fibrous carbs, the ones that are vegetables, they can also be considered a freebie. So if you needed a snack and you just were willing to eat some cucumbers, then you could have those and consider that a freebie. If you were having it as part of a meal, I would still portion control that, and because you're trying to train yourself to not eat as much and not have to have your stomach feel full to be satisfied, okay? So we want to try to train our body to feel satisfied but not necessarily full. If you feel your stomach being full, you really are at a point of eating too much. But let's say that you really want something else. Give yourself about 30, 45 minutes. And if you truly are hungry, then you could go for any of these other freebies right there if you would like. When you are in maintenance, a half a cup is, weight loss, half a cup would be best. Once you're in maintenance, if you want to go up to a cup, you may do that. But a category 1 plus a category 2 cooked in MCT oil is your number 1 fat burning meal. Besides a category 7 plus 2 plus MCT, which is, remember, category 1 and 7 are the exact same thing. So those are your fastest fat burning meals. Category 1 plus category 2 plus MCT. MCT is basically supercharging your calorie burning effect, okay? Because it's thermogenic, so it burns a few extra calories when it is in your body. But if you heard me say last night, MCT oil is good and we use it for the purpose of cooking, but please don't hear me say to go out and take it as a supplement or make bulletproof coffee with it. We don't do that. So let's scroll up a little bit more, and we are going to look right here. Your category 7 plus your category 2, cooked in the right oil with some condiments, is also an excellent fat burning meal. Excellent. So you would just basically go, I'm going to have some shrimp with some broccoli. I'm going to cook that shrimp in ghee butter to give it that shrimp scampi flavor, and I'm going to have maybe some salt and pepper on my broccoli, okay? That would be an excellent fat burning meal. So have at it. All right, we're going to scroll down a little bit more and we're going to look at this one. Now, this is category 6, superfood. I want you to understand how a food item qualifies to be a superfood item. It qualifies to be a superfood item because it has all of the macronutrients in there. It has water, it has protein, it has carbs, and it has fat. It has all the macronutrients in it, so that's how it qualifies to be a superfood. The reason I like to explain this is normally I say that your lighter colored beans are in the energy carb category, but I've started changing that to most of your light colored beans are in your energy carb category. The reason I had to change that is because garbanzo beans and I believe your Great Northern beans, those are both superfoods because they have all the macronutrients in it. This is why it's important for you to write down all the foods that you eat on a regular basis and figure out what category they are so that you know how to combine them. So let's just read over some things that are in this superfood category. Pintos, black beans, red beans, soybeans, peanut butter, nuts, and seeds. So all of your nut butters are there too, and your avocados are there as well. Now, if you'll notice that there is a plus sign there, but the flame has gone away. That means that it's great for fat burning, but it's not quite as excellent as these up here, all right? And we're gonna have a look at, there's some condiments. It's just saying that you could have these things by themselves if you wanted to, throw in a few condiments if you need it, and you know you have a great fat burning meal. If you're going to eat it by itself, you could use a cup up to 1.5 cups of these items, and they have all the macronutrients in there. So we're going to scroll up a little bit more here, and this is showing you that you can have a category 2 fibrous carb with your category 6 superfoods. That is a perfectly combined meal that is great for fat burning. Not quite as good as those first ones that we went over, but it is great for fat burning. And the reason it's not quite as good for fat burning is that these superfoods have a little bit of fat and a little bit of carbs in there along with the protein. So it's just a little bit more caloric. And so It's just not quite as great for fat burning as those others. But you could put all that together and you would have an a great fat burning meal. So let's scroll down a little bit more. We have a new category right here. The new category that we're going to go over right now is a protein plus fat. You can have 2 to 6 ounces. Now, if you'll notice, the ounces went down a little bit. It was 2 to 8 ounces for your lean protein and your shellfish, but it goes down just a little bit on your fat. Here's the reason why. Protein has 4 calories per gram, when fat has 9 calories per gram. So it's an excellent food. A protein plus fat is an excellent food. Protein's good for you. The fats that are in this are good for you, and your body does need some fats for functionality, brain function, and things like that. So you do need that. So there's nothing wrong with eating this, but we just have to keep in mind that it has more calories per gram. Therefore, we just get a few less ounces of this one because it's higher in calories that we're going to have to burn off, okay? So let's read what these are. We've got whole eggs, steak, pork ribs, beef ribs, turkey spam, pulled pork, beef brisket, 93% lean up to 95.9% lean ground meat, and turkey kielbasa, as long as no more than 50% of the calories come from fat. Now, in the meat category, meats that are, it would qualify to be a protein plus fat if the amount of calories coming from fat are between 21 to 50% coming from fat. Okay, so that is how it goes into a category 4. If something is more than 50% fat, we don't have it on the program. Okay, so if it's more than that, that's why it was very specific on that turkey kielbasa, as long as no more than 50% of the calories come from fat. So this program is so great. We don't exclude any macronutrients on this program, and we do have great proteins plus fat, but we're not overdoing that fat by choosing products that are over 50% fat. That just doesn't make sense to do. So you can put a category 4 with a category 2, throw on some condiments, and have a great fat burning meal. You can eat a category 4 by itself if you need to, but it's optimal and best to have it with a category 2. Now I'm going to stop right here real quick and tell you what you do not want to eat with your category 4s. You do not want to eat your category 3 energy carbs, your category 5 fruit, or your category 6 superfoods with your proteins plus fat, because your 3s and your 5s bring more of an insulin release, okay? And insulin is the fat bus. The fat bus is a hormone. It's a hormone that's a growth hormone. It's a fat storage hormone. So if you paired the protein plus fat with an energy carb, the energy carb is going to bring an insulin release, and it's going to go around and it's going to store the fat that you ate with the protein plus fat. But, you know, if you'd chosen, because you now know, if you had chosen not to have that protein plus fat with an energy carb, you choose to have it with the fibrous carb, you're still going to have the little fat lipids running around in your body from the protein plus fat. You're just not going to have brought the fat bus to go and pick up those fat lipids and therefore store them. So when you are expending energy throughout the day, your body is going to have to access stored energy, which is fat, to burn it, to get its energy. So that is why we want to make sure we do not put a category 4 protein plus fat with category 3 category 3 energy carbs, category 5 fruit, or category 6 superfoods. Because remember, the superfoods have all the macronutrients in there, so it's got a little bit more carbs in it, so we just don't add that to a protein plus fat. So category 4 plus 2 is great. Any meat at a restaurant, you need to consider it a category 4. Even if at home you would cook it and it would be a category 1 lean protein, at a restaurant you don't know what oil they cooked it in, so basically they turned it into a protein plus fat because they added fat. So let's say that you have a piece of chicken breast, which is protein, a lean protein. When they cook fat into it, it's now a protein plus fat. So you need to consider all meat at a restaurant that, because that keeps you safe. That then tells you, okay, I am not going to order that with an energy carb. I am not going to order that with fruit, and I'm not going to order that with a superfood. I would then at a restaurant choose my side salad, my broccoli, my green beans, squash, you know, those kind of things. You can have maybe some, if you wanted to have some chicken and some steak at a restaurant, you could do that, but it would be under this hand. So you'll have a little smaller amount of chicken, a smaller amount of steak, and then maybe do your broccoli under here. Or maybe you wanted a little surf and turf. You want to do some lobster and some steak. You can do that. So you can combine those things together. You just don't want to put it with the energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods. All right, let's scroll down just a little bit more, and we are going to look here. We have a brand new category to read over and familiarize ourselves with some of the items in that category. So all of your potatoes are a category 3 energy carb. Oatmeal, steel cut oats, weight control oatmeal, long grain brown rice, quinoa, lima beans, peas, tomatoes, onions, carrots, cooked carrots, and whole wheat pasta and whole grain pasta, things like that are in your category 3. Now I'm going to just give you a little caveat of my own about your pastas. Personally, I would never just go in the store and buy a whole wheat pasta. I would look it up in the food library and make sure that I have read the description before I go and buy it, because there are some choices that you have that are much better than just some random whole wheat pasta. If you choose the black bean pasta from Explore Cuisine, or the mung bean pasta, or the carbonara pasta, those are better for you than just a regular old whole wheat pasta. So I would do my research before I bought those, and most people like those ones that I just said. Let's revisit this beans one. Most of your lighter colored beans are a category 3. Okay, but they also, some light colored beans like garbanzo beans are a category 6 superfood. But all of your peas are considered a category 3. And then just real quick, your darker colored beans are a category 6 superfood. And then tomatoes and onions, people often question that one. If you are doing a lot of tomatoes and onions, then you need to consider it a category 3. If you're just doing about 50 calories worth of those together, then you can consider that a condiment. Okay, so you can still have tomatoes and onions on things. It depends on how much you were eating of it. Carrots, if you're eating raw carrots, those can be used as a freebie. But if you're doing cooked carrots, you need to consider that a category 3 energy carb. Now, this category 3 energy carb, it has to be combined in a certain way. If you eat one of these by themselves without combining it, you just need to call that a holiday, okay? But if you want to eat one of these in a weight loss, a quarter of a cup is best. And then in maintenance, you can go up to half a cup. But if you're going to eat a category 3 energy carb, it must be combined with a category 1 or a category 7 and a category 2. So this is a must and an and. It must be combined with a category 1 or 7 and a category 2. So a category 1 plus the category 2 plus the category 3 is a perfectly combined meal. Let me explain to you what is happening while you're eating that meal. This category 3 is going to bring a little bit of an insulin release. It's just going to happen. But you have chosen to pair it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb because you've learned that you should. And you're going to allow the protein in the lean protein and the fiber in the fibrous carb to neutralize the insulin release that's coming from the category 3 energy carb. Therefore, it works. We also didn't overeat the category 3 energy carb, so therefore, you didn't have as giant of an insulin release that you could have had if you had overeaten it. So let's scroll down a little bit more and have a look here. The new item right here is category 5, fruit. Berries, apples, oranges, grapefruit, plums, grapes, bananas, peaches, pineapple, kiwi. So obviously all fruit is in the fruit category. Fruit is good for you. Fruit is an antioxidant carb. And we want to make sure that you know that we don't want you to exclude fruit. It's just that it must be eaten a certain way in weight loss. See, in weight loss, you're trying to accomplish a goal. And you have your mind set on this goal you're trying to accomplish. You just need to know the rules behind what it's going to take to get there. And one of those rules is that you must combine fruit properly while in weight loss. Once you get to maintenance, you can have a serving of fruit as a snack. in a day if you'd like. So if you're going to eat a category 5 fruit, it must be eaten with a category 1 lean protein or a category 7 shellfish and a category 2. So it must be eaten with a 1 and a 2 or a 7 and a 2, because remember, 1s and 7s are the same thing. And I'm going to look at this. Look at these top lists right here. You see how it says berries, apples, oranges, grapefruit? It just happens to be that those are your top fruits. So if you're going to eat fruits and you want the lowest glycemic impact on your body, berries are best, then apples, oranges, or grapefruit. So not all of these are in order like that, but the fruit ended up in order like that. So those are your absolute best for your lowest glycemic impact on your blood sugar. And what we're trying to do is to control that blood sugar. If we have the ability to control that blood sugar, then we have the ability to access stored fat, burn that, get it off of our bodies, okay? We're going to scroll down a little bit more. Any questions right now? Y'all, because we've moved over some of those categories and things. I'm going to move to some other things that are on the program, and I just wanted to see if we've got any questions right now. You can ask them, and I will pop back. Category 2. Guess what? We've got breads. We've got breads in category 2. This program is so practical because we don't exclude any macronutrients, and it's sustainable because most people are not willing to give up breads and some of these things for the rest of their life like people do on a diet. This is not a diet. It is a nutrition education, and it's a lifestyle that you adopt and you live for the rest of your life. You have to live it for the rest of your life because it's not like if you get to the point, check, I finished this, and you go back to doing your old habits, you go right back to where you were. So thankfully, once you get into maintenance, you can have up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. But in weight loss, you get 6 holidays in a calendar month. I do suggest that you plan those out based on vacations and special days and things like that so that you don't randomly use them and then end up needing one and not having it. So let's look at some category 2 breads. There are over 60 approved bread or bread type items in the category 2 column. We have the La Tortilla Factory 50-calorie tortilla, the Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla, Healthy Life bread, Nature's Own double fiber wheat bread, Bran Crisp bread, Healthy Life hot dog buns, which by the way, I think they've changed the name on that to Lewis. I'm pretty sure it changed to Lewis. So if you can't find your Healthy Life hot dog buns, I think it's Lewis. Thomas Light 100-calorie English muffins. I tell you what I found out about that English muffin. I don't need to eat the whole thing. An open-faced sandwich was plenty for me. I was feeling too full when I ate that whole thing. And my favorite tortilla is this Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla. But I like Joseph's mini pitas and Joseph's lavish bread. I have not missed out on anything, and I dropped 50 pounds on this program. So we've got over 60 approved bread or bread type items. I'm going to give you a tip right now. We have breads in the category 3 column or category. I don't see why you'd ever buy a category 3 bread. There's too many category 2 breads that are great, and you have more freedom with those, okay? The reason that these particular items made it into the category 2 fibrous carb category, which is like your category of, oh, it goes with everything, is because there's enough fiber in there it breaks down in your body more like a green bean than it does a bread. So that's why it made it in there. We've checked it all out for you. You don't have to do the work. We've done all the work. So you just get to live the lifestyle. So let's look at some of these approved sweeteners. We've got stevia, Splenda, monk fruit, xylitol. My favorite, xylitol. And then I do stevia every once in a while. And then I bought some monk fruit maple syrup, which was really good. And usually the only time I do Splenda is when I order my diet lemonade from Chick-fil-A. If you're asking the question, well, I thought that artificial sweeteners weren't good for you. You know, I don't know if they are or they're not. But here's the thing. If you believe they are not, then don't do them. You don't have to do them. What I love about this program is it takes every single individual where they are on their journey, and it helps them lose weight. It helps them lose weight, okay? And if you've ever heard, oh, artificial sweeteners make you gain weight, guess why? because people think that they can order a Diet Coke with hamburger and French fries and lose weight. Well, no, that's not a good decision. So they aren't making very good choices there. But if you combine a Diet Coke with the other things on this program, it's not going to make you gain weight. But it's up to you. It's up to you. Going back to Hormel turkey spam, some people laugh at that. Well, if you're a Hormel turkey spam kind of person, I can teach you how to lose weight. If you're a grass-fed, grass-finished, organic beef kind of person, I can teach you how to lose weight. I love this program because it does not discriminate against anybody in what their budget might be, what their taste might be, and what they are willing to do on this program. So let's have a look at some approved beverages. Water. Obviously, we want to drink in at least 64 ounces of water. Our goal is a gallon, and if you are working hard to get that gallon in, then you are going to have great success and you are going to feel much more full. A dehydrated body will not efficiently give up waste, which it needs to be moving on out, or fat. A dehydrated body hangs on to those things, so we need to hydrate. It's very, very important. You can use 0-calorie beverages of any type, unsweet or approved tea and coffee, but only with approved sweeteners. But none of these other things take the place of getting in your water, So let's have a look here at this cheese. So you can use condiments, cheese as a condiment up to 50 calories. And what we're saying is best here is your fat-free feta cheese, Kraft fat-free cheese, Borden fat-free cheese, Cabot extra light cheese, Laura Lynn fat-free cheese, Kroger brand fat-free cheese, and Lifetime fat-free cheese. Travis says the Lifetime fat-free cheese is best. I've never seen it in any stores, and he just orders it from the Lifetime website, the Lifetime cheese website. So he likes this one best. The ones that I have found that I like the best is for a single, is this Borden fat-free cheese, the single. I don't know what they've done to that cheese, but it is good. It is better than your regular fat-free singles. So you can use that. Then you've got your Cabot extra light cheese. That's a block cheese. And I really like this block cheese because if I'm making myself a big old fibrous carb salad, then when I cut the block, I go ahead and I cut it in 50-calorie increments. Now, I do that because I don't like dressing, okay? I've never liked dressing, so doing dressing is not a big deal for me. So I cut this into 50-calorie increments, and I shred that over my fibrous carb salad, and because I like the flavor of that cheese on my fibrous carb salad better than other cheese. If you also wanted to have some dressings and it had any calories in it, you'd obviously need to take that into account because you don't want more than 50 calories per eating episode or meal. So let's have a look here at the milk, okay? Now you might be wondering why skim milk is not on the list. It doesn't have enough protein. These other milks have had added protein, so the protein is the important part. So fat-free Fairlife milk, Kroger Carbmaster milk, hemp milk, those are great milks to have, okay? Now, the Kroger Carbmaster, if you happen to be near a Kroger, is great because they have vanilla flavor, they have chocolate flavor, and they have regular flavor. If I'm just wanting a little tiny taste of something sweet after a meal, I will just pour in 1 ounce of that Kroger Carbmaster chocolate milk and drink that, and it just finishes off the meal. It's considered a lean protein, and it's just a little amount, so I could use that basically as my condiment if I wanted to. So that's what I do to get that little chocolate flavor in. Now, the reason that you're wanting to use these milks with any of the approved cereal that we're going to go over in just a minute is even though the cereal that I'm going to talk about is approved and it's some of the best that you can use, it's still a little starchy. And so you need to have this extra protein to offset that starchiness. That's why these are the most important. So let's scroll down and look at this. Breadings and flours. So many people just like the flavor of a little extra breading on maybe some chicken or some okra or something like that. So you can use coconut flour, Carb Quick flour, Bob's TVP, and almond flour. The Carb Quick flour, Bisquick is. Carb Quick is like Bisquick. And there are some recipes on that box. Don't use the recipes on the Carb Quick box. Make sure that you use the recipes from the recipe library and not off of the Carb Quick box. Carb Quick did not take into account Shibboleth rules when they put those on there, okay? So make sure you do that. And that Bob's TVP, I would probably grind that up before I used it. It makes it thinner. And you can grind it up. And Miss Cleo did a video just this past week where she ground up her TVP and put it in a little mason jar ready to be used whenever she wanted to use it. And then we've got some cereals. You can have a cup up to 1.5 cups. Kashi Go Lean Original is a good one. Hayes Natural Cereal, which we sell in the Shibboleth store and the online store, and then Hilo Nutritious Living. Those are some of your best starter cereals. There are other cereals on the program, but these are best for your fast track in getting started. So now we have some condiments listed here. I'm not going to reread those because I've already gone over condiments enough. And then we're going to scroll down here and we're going to look at these restaurants. You do want to try to keep your meal from a restaurant between 300 to 500 calories. That's a good gauge. I like knowing that because when I'm looking at a menu, they often tell you the calories now. And so you can kind of gauge those things. And it is absolutely amazing how many calories are in things. Oh, wow. I just had no idea. But the most important thing to do with a restaurant is I want you to go to the restaurant guide. Go before you get to the restaurant. When you're just sitting at home needing something to do, go into the restaurant guide. Pick your favorite restaurants and then click on foods that you have already ordered or might be interested in trying. Click on it. Open it up. It's very important that you open it up. Some people just see, oh, I can order XYZ. And they order it. Well, then they bring the fat bus because they didn't order it the exact way that the Shibboleth restaurant guide tells you to. So it's very specifically going to tell you how to order that. And the reason it's important to go and read that before you go to a restaurant, you might need to carry your own tortilla. You might need to carry your own category 2 bread with you, and you want to be prepared for that if you like bread. I'm willing usually to just forego the bread and just have a hamburger patty at a restaurant or a chicken breast at a restaurant. I don't need it to be in a sandwich personally myself. But if you do, you want to be prepared for that and have that in your survival kit. Let's read over some things right here. Chick-fil-A, that's one of my favorite restaurants, and I mean a lot of people like that. So this is what I tell you. If you're out and about, you do not have to worry about staying perfect. You just go to Chick-fil-A. You can order 8 to 12 grilled nuggets with a side salad, or 8 fried nuggets with a side salad. I am always willing to give up 4 nuggets to get the fried ones. So that's just me personally. Then you can also order the fried filet. You could do the spicy fried filet. You could do the grilled filet. All of those things work. Now, what doesn't work is the strips. The strips at Chick-fil-A don't work. Okay, so you can do all of those at Chick-fil-A. And then at a Mexican restaurant, you could do a bowl of chicken soup, no rice. You could have 3 soft chicken tacos using your own tortilla. At McDonald's, a 1/4 pounder on your own bread. Wendy's, a small chili over side salad. I had that for the first time last week. I'm telling you, I'm still just now getting to all the options, and I will have been on Shibboleth in 3 weeks. It'll be a year. And so I'm just now getting to try a Wendy's chili, which I haven't done yet. Isn't that crazy? Burger King, you could do grilled chicken with side salad and everything. So I'm not going to go over all those because I want you to do that based on your favorite restaurants. But here's the most important thing. Any restaurant that you go to, like a Family Style or Longhorn or anything like that, you can always order a meat if you like meat, category 4, and you can order a category 2 fibrous carb. All meat is considered a 4 at a restaurant. So even if you ordered chicken or shrimp, it's still going to be considered a 4. Category 4 protein plus fat, and you would need to put that with a category 2 fibrous carb. Okay, so just to keep yourself safe. And you can order a grilled chicken salad and all kinds of stuff like that at a restaurant. I really like eating at Cracker Barrel, grilled chicken or fish with green beans. There's a lot of different choices there, and there's some other things on there. But I want you to familiarize these things for yourself, because the beauty of Shibboleth is that you get to pick out what you like to eat, and nobody's forcing you to eat anything if y'all have questions, let me know. I'm gonna look through the Facebook real quick and see if I have any questions there. Okay, I don't have any questions on Facebook per se. Thank you all for watching on Facebook. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry that we weren't able to have class tonight in Kennesaw, but we're being respectful of people during this time. But the stores are still open, and if you want to place an order, obviously you can place that order online. And I tell you, I would be ordering some meal replacements because those babies don't have to be refrigerated or anything like that, and they last forever. And you can enjoy them. So one last thing to say, embrace a meal replacement. Embrace a meal replacement. Before Shibboleth, I didn't even know what a meal replacement was. I had no idea. I had lived to 49 years old and did not know what a meal replacement was. And I learned what a meal replacement was. Amen to a meal replacement. Meal replacements brought chocolate back into my life. They brought cookies back into my life. All those fun things that I like to eat that got me to where I needed to turn around and go the other way, I get to eat them still, but in a way that is filled with fiber and protein and all the goodness that makes up a meal replacement. And the reason I tell you to embrace a meal replacement is this: we are not going to get up and cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. We're too busy. It's just the world that we live in. So you get to choose what you want to do. I would embrace a meal replacement, learn to cook some simple meals like a category 1 and 2 or a 7 and a 2 in MCT. Enjoy our recipes. Now, recipes, you get some sneaky calories in recipes. So if you're in your first 7 to 10 days, or if you are at the point where you're at your 5 to 10 pounds from your goal, you're going to have to be righter and tighter with that. And so there's some sneaky calories in recipes. But recipes are what keeps this lifestyle sustainable and everything, because we've got it all on this lifestyle. And then make yourself some wraps with some sandwich meat and some lettuce or some spinach and all of those good things. And that's just simple. We can do this because we have everything. We have restaurants, we've got recipes, we've got simple combined meals, we got sandwiches. You can lose weight on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and grilled cheese sandwiches, and then meal replacements. There's so many choices, so many choices. So I hope that you're as excited about the program as I am, and that you can do this. If you just got started today because you listened last night to the webinar, I know that you can lose 7 pounds in 7 days if this is your beginning week, and I hope that you do that. Does anybody have any questions while I'm here? Because if you want to see anything on the website, I can share that with you right now and let you know. Thank you, Kay. Thank you. Anybody curious about anything on the website? Because I can show it and share it right now. All right. Then I'm going to show one more thing. You're welcome, Tammy. I'm going to show one more thing just because I feel like it's important. Y'all tell me if you can see this page. Can y'all see this page? Karen, what are you asking about the 49 calorie bird's eye? Okay, y'all can see this page. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we're here. I want to make sure that you know where to find your combination chart, because it's very important to know your combination chart. If you go to this yellow tab, videos and print material, when you click there, okay, Karen, I would need to look that up and see what it is, but I can try to look that up. So if you go right here, you've got your original daily doses. If you are just getting started in Shibboleth, I want you to watch these new member fast track videos first. Okay, it takes less than 1 hour to watch all 14 videos. Then you can go into these daily doses by Travis, okay? But if you'll click, see these 10 blue links right here? These 10 blue links are important. These 10 blue links are also right above the new member fast track videos. See, right there. Click right there on the Shibboleth Advanced Combination Chart. That is the one that, this is my favorite chart. I think it's the prettiest. I know, I'm silly. I like pretty things. Okay, so we've got a red column, a yellow column, and a blue column. All of these are great for fast fat burning, but some are better than others. This one is the fast combinations. This is the fastest one, and the red column, it has the addition of the MCT, and that's why Travis says that you're blowtorching fat like you're blowtorching butter. So this is what you're going to use to make sure that you're getting the food in the right combinations. So make your personal list of what you like. So let's say that you like lima beans. Okay, lima beans are a category 3 energy carb. So if you come looking through here and you see, ooh, category 3 energy carbs, they're over here in this one. So they're not the best for fat burning, and here's why. Because they bring a little bit of an insulin release, and they are an easy source of energy. See, if you use the columns red and yellow and use an MCT, you are not giving your body any easily accessible energy sources. Therefore, it has to access stored energy, which is fat, and then you're able to get rid of it. So that's why that's important. So you would know, okay, if I'm going to eat lima beans, I must eat it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Cannot leave out the lean protein and the fibrous carb. So this is your sheet that's important. You've got your legend at the bottom. I would screenshot this and have it on my phone. I would print it and have it in my kitchen. Look right here. The bottom of this yellow column, do you see where it says MR? MR means meal replacement. Your -2 and -3 meal replacements are excellent for fat burning. Travis really says they go over here in the red column, but due to the fact that he wants people to learn to eat whole foods and why they're important, he just put it in the yellow column, but really they're very good for you for fat loss. Then look over here at fast combinations. Do you see this? It says PP at the bottom. PP stands for perfect pairing. It is a combination that does not quite fit the rules, but it still works. But because it doesn't quite fit the rules, it's not going to be the best for fat burning like this yellow and red columns. That's why it's in the blue column. Okay, so let's look up what Karen wants us to look up, the bird's eye cauliflower, cheese, and broccoli. She said that she saw it but can't find it. So I'm going to go into the food library here in this green tab. I'm going to click on food library. And it's best to put in as few words as possible. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to put in bird's eye, and I'm hoping bird's eye is spelled like that. So it's going to pull up anything with bird's eye in it. There we go. So bird's eye, cauliflower, cheese, and broccoli. So then you just kind of look through here. So I don't know which one you're talking about, Karen. Cauliflower, cheese, and broccoli. Okay, let's see. Do you see it, Karen? Oh, okay. Karen, you might want to ask that on the Shibboleth Fixed It page, because Kim Shibboleth manages the food library, and she would know if she was going to be approving it and putting it in here. All right, well, if you are in the Fast Track group, I certainly hope that you are going to pay close attention to all of the Fast Track videos this week. I hope that you will watch the little YouTube videos that are coming out every single morning, so that it's a video of me showing you how to use the website. And this is really important. Our website is very robust, but it does help if somebody just kind of shows you and directs you around. So I hope that y'all have had a great night. I appreciate your time very, very much. And Please reach out to us if you need anything at all. We love y'all. Bye. You're welcome, Laurie.